While the world was watching Elon Musk celebrating in Washington, D.C.,
This is what victory feels like.
and wondering how the new regime will shape the future of electric vehicles discourse, we landed in Musk's birth country to drive a product which was totally opposite. A heavy-duty SUV armed with a twin-turbo V8 engine, Land Rover Defender OCTA. What was the big deal, I wondered? After all, Defender OCTA is just another Defender with a number of changes which could fit in a single tweet. 4.4-litre twin-turbo, 635 PS, 750 Nm V8 engine, or the 6D suspension, what we have already seen in the Range Rover Sport SUV, or the changed steering ratio. The ride height gets a bump of 28 mm, wider by 68 mm, adds some touch-ups on the face and bumpers, quad exhausts, and chopped carbon fiber inserts on the interiors. Now the question was, were these changes enough for a 750 kilometers plus long trip through tarmac, dirt, gravel roads, hypothetical roads and sand dunes? Now we had enough time to find the answer between Cape Town and Bushman's Kloof.
So guys, the drive started at Cape Town, but the story actually took a turn when we took a left turn at Tyres, I think I'm pronouncing it right, because after that the whole track is like gravel roads, straight, plain, but gravel. After a long time, a name given to a special edition or a variant is not sounding like a typical marketing gimmick or marketing job to me. This is the Defender OCTA, which is apparently inspired by Diamond. And we have driven this car for almost 8 hours, and we still have 2 more hours to go. And I can tell you that this car does feel like a diamond in the sense tough, beautiful, and sparkly. Why do I say that? Let's talk about that in detail. JLR has announced that OCTA will be participating in Dakar Rally. The whole section felt like a rally section, and the way this car handled surprised me, excited me. It gave me confidence, so I pushed it hard. And then I felt some sliding, and then I felt nervous, but the car took care of everything. And to take that experience to the next level, we have come to Bushman's Kloof. So this track is really interesting. Loose sand, very soft. So we've taken a stop at this Bushman's Kloof, and we're going for off-roading session. But before that, let's talk about the changes in this Defender OCTA. As you know, this is the most powerful one in the sense the acceleration of this 2.5-ton SUV is 0 to 100 in just 4 seconds. And that is a number which can astonish anyone. And other than that, this is fitted with a 4.4-litre V8 engine, and will make you hear the sound as well, the exhaust note as well, which is also a byproduct of the quad exhaust setup, which you can see at the rear. I know with all the dust and everything, it's very difficult to look at the changes in this car, but you can also see a couple of signs where you can see this OCTA sign over here, and the front grille is bigger LED headlamps, which is a matrix LED. That is a big change. This car is almost 68 mm wider than before, and then the ride height is increased by 28 mm. This was one interesting aspect of this drive, where we got this all-terrain tires, 20 inches for the tarmac section as well. And during the tarmac section, the drive wasn't phenomenal, but the moment we moved to the gravel section, that was fantastic. The kind of traction this provided was something I think all the SUV lovers or enthusiasts, they would love this kind of traction and the kind of grip. It gave lots of confidence. But what I can tell you is that the hero of this whole package is the suspension setup, what we know as the 6D suspension. The way it adapts to different surfaces, the way you get the grip, the way this takes on difficult terrains is something which I haven't experienced in recent time.
The 6D suspension is basically made up of hydraulic connections instead of metal bars. It uses fluid connections between the wheels to control how the car leans while turning or stopping. This system makes the Octa more agile and controlled at the same time. This also helps in the height adjustment.
Now that button which is exclusive to this edition, that is this Octa button, you press it gently and this goes in the dynamic program, and if you give a long press, this goes into the Octa mode. So what's so special about Octa mode? Let's take a look at that.
Octa mode is what Defender has to showcase to improve its performance during off-road driving. You press the Octa mode button at the bottom of the steering wheel for 2 seconds and see the pedals light up in red. This mode helps you with a controlled launch on dirt, especially with a unique algo for the ABS to work on a loose gravel surface.
Now that part of this Defender Octa, which I think Indian customers, some of the Indian customers will use more than the driving seat, and this is the second row. And just for your reference, I'm 6'3", almost 6'3", and this is the kind of knee room, leg space I get, and this is the headroom. This feels like a spacious place for 2 passengers. Look at the way the seats are designed, and this chunky armrest. And over here you have different climate zones for both the passengers, and you have 2 Type-C charging ports. And now let's take a look at the space you need to go on all the adventures you have been planning for years. Look at this. So now you have the numbers, you know the specifications and the changes in this Octa. Now it's time for me to take it for a spin once again. We keep arguing about SUVs versus real SUVs versus off-roaders, and I think this is the track, this is the terrain where that argument is settled. The way this Defender Octa is handling everything, taking all the terrains with such ease, is something which will surprise you. It has surprised me, and I'm not sure if I've ever done this kind of off-roading ever. Look at this.
So now it's time for us to take this car on sand. So we are going to drive this Defender Octa in the sand section, and for that we have reduced the tire pressure. Almost all tires have this around 19 to 20 psi, just to reduce the surface area, as you must be familiar with this concept of deflating tires for a sand section. So that is done, and then you select sand program mode from the different driving mode selector. Then you increase the ride height of this car, and then you are set. So only thing I need to do is, pay attention and be a little patient, because driving in sand is fun but tricky. You can't try too hard, and your instincts basically force you to control the steering more and control the drive more, but it's all about keeping the focus and letting it go.
What we know about this Defender Octa is that JLR has announced its participation in the Dakar Rally, but what we don't know is the kind of configuration we are going to see. The suspension, the body, the engine, nothing is fixed now. Obviously, they will announce this closer to the date, but what I can feel is that this car kind of gives you that impression why this was chosen by the company. On tarmac, it was comfortable, adequate, I would say. Even this size car, it handled well. Off-roading, it just surprised me. It just kind of shocked me at times. The way it handled, the way it took on all those really difficult terrains, the way it took on those difficult terrains. Some of those spots I was not sure at all. Not that I'm a big expert on off-roading, but I can tell you, I felt that even with the ride height, down clearance, I thought this might touch. But with the mechanicals and the electronics, they combine like magic, and you, with your skills and with the help of this car can take on any kind of terrain. And then the dune bashing, it was so much fun. So I think overall, this Defender OCTA feels like such an enthusiast car. And one small niggle which I felt while driving this in South Africa, which is going through its summer right now. Interestingly, so this is the summer season here, and the temperature was between 32 to 42, I guess, different terrains, different zones, and we felt that AC could have been a bit more effective. So as I said, this was an experience. The drive, the terrains, the capabilities, the technology, the combination of tech and mechanicals and your skill and your temperament, everything. So this makes OCTA a very engaging product. But I'm not sure how did you like this video. Do let us know in the comment section about this video, this story, and in case you want to know more about this Defender OCTA. Bye bye, drive safe. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.